Well, good morning or good afternoon now. It's been a long day. We've been here early for the Planning Committee. We're now at the Falkirk Council Planning Review Committee, and on behalf of myself, Councillor Buchanan, the convener, and my deputy, Councillor Al Kelly, other members who will introduce themselves both here and online, and officers, we would like to extend a very warm welcome to you to Grangemouth Community Education Unit here today. In accordance with Section 43 of Local Government in Scotland Act 2003, it's directed that this meeting will be conducted in such a manner as to allow remote attendance by elected members. Now, before we go on to apologies, I would just like to go round the table and make the introductions.
Councillor Alf Kelly, Deputy Convener.
Bailey James Kerr.
Councillor Gordon Forrest.
Now,
Councillor Laura Murtagh.
thank you, and go to officers that are here.
Douglas Blythe, Legal Advisor to the Committee.
Jim Miller, Committee Services Team Leader.
Steve McClure, Planning Officer.
Okay, thank you. Now, there's no point asking about apologies because I think we're here, full complement here, which is fine. That takes us to item 2 on the agenda, which is declaration of interest. Members should declare any financial and non-financial interest they have in any item of business at the meeting, identifying the relevant agenda item and the nature of the interest. Have we any declarations of interest at this time? None? None intimated, that's fine. That takes us now to item 3, which is the Planning Review Committee procedures. It's pages 2 to 6, and I'll pass you on to Douglas Blythe to take us through them. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Convener. I don't think I would be thanked for going through the procedures in full, so I'll try and summarise those as best I can. This is a review of a delegated decision made by a planning officer. In line with the procedures, the applicant has a right to lodge a review, which they've duly done. In those circumstances, it comes before members to assess the papers that were before the officer when the decision was made, and to carry out a review of that decision. The first task for members is to decide whether they have sufficient information today to make a decision on the matter, failing which there are further procedures available in line with the regulations, namely further written representations on any specified matter, a site visit, either accompanied or unaccompanied, or indeed a hearing session, again on specified matters. I'll just pause at this point to say that in terms of the applicant's review statement, they have suggested that a site visit to see the characteristics of the site and in relation to surrounding area would be appropriate. But again, I would make the point that that is a decision for members to make in line with the information they have before them and what procedure they want to carry out. As with any planning decision, it's a case of assessing applicable policies, weighing those up, making a balanced judgment, and as with any planning decision, it's taken in accordance with the development plan, unless there are material considerations to suggest otherwise. I think that will do for me, Convener. If there's any other questions, I can follow up on those. Thank you.
No, thank you very much for that. I think quite clearly, having read through the report, that a site inspection, I know it's been called for, but as a convener of this group, I would say quite clearly that it's imperative that we go out in site to look at this. And before we even read the report, I would just formally move that we do go out in site before we come back to discuss. I don't know how other members feel on this.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Councillor
Agreed.
Agreed. Okay, thank you. That brings us to the end of this. I'd like to thank you very much for your participation, but I think the decision has been taken that we'll be going out on site to ensure that we are fully aware of all the circumstances and the physicality of the site before any decision is taken. Thank you. I'll take you back to our legal representative.
Thank you, Convener. It's just to clarify that in these circumstances, you can either have an unaccompanied site visit or an accompanied site visit. And unaccompanied, in either situation, that's not an opportunity for any discussion of the merits of the case. What makes this more appropriate for an accompanied site visit is that the area of the development is to the rear of the house, and access will need to be granted by the applicants. So we can make arrangements with them to visit the property. They can let us round the back to inspect, but that's not an opportunity for any discussion of the merits of the case. That will be an opportunity for members to see the proposed extension and the physical characteristics of the site. And we'll try and dovetail that in with the subsequent meeting of the committee so that they'll take place on the same day.
Okay, members quite happy with that? Site visit but accompanied to allow us to see round the back. Councillor Kelly.
Happy. Yes.
Everybody happy? That brings us to the end of this meeting. I'd like to thank everybody for coming and a safe journey home. Thank you.
Bye all. Congratulations to